Most of us can only dream of travelling to the ends of the earth. But for a rare few, it's a day job. Don't worry, the privilege doesn't come cheap, in more ways than one. If you fancy going off the beaten track, there are few places as isolated as Morobe, Papua New Guinea in the South Pacific. This is where Ulla Lohmann is headed for her latest assignment. She's an adventure photographer.
It will be very dangerous. It's already dangerous enough because there's no help if something happens. Nobody will get us out here.
This job is about pushing geographical and physical boundaries to get results. She shoots and writes magazine articles and film documentaries, but only in the weirdest of places. Today, she's in search of the dead and may end up that way herself if she's not careful. You might think, if a petite German woman can do it, surely anyone can. But Ulla is tough and trained in survival techniques. It's day one on the ground, and her guide, Toxie, announces the first hitch of many. The local buses aren't running.
And now we'll have to wait here for 1 or 2 days before we find even transport to get closer to the mummy area. That's going to be a trip.
Like the good explorer that she is, she turns the problem into an opportunity to rest up. She's carrying 20,000 euros worth of camera gear. No room in the bag for anything personal. Only one change of underwear. Ulla is hoping to find a village in the Morobe province fabled for its ancient mummies. It's only around 200 kilometres away, but it will take 18 hours in this terrain. She's a walking studio. Digital reflex and underwater cameras, solar-powered battery packs, a GPS tracking system, laptop, rewritable CDs, and basic camping gear. She's stronger than she looks, which is a good job.
It was raining the entire week, so the rivers are really flooded. And I just slipped in the river, and I got carried away with the stream. I was a bit afraid for a while, but we should be right now. There's one more river to cross, that's all.
Some training in fieldcraft and survival is vital. Not to mention dogged determination. And you need to be good at planning. On an expedition of this kind, it can make the difference between life and death. Ulla and Toxie fail to make the village before nightfall. They'll have to camp out in the jungle, along with a host of venomous spiders, scorpions and snakes. But it's a risk she must take. Ulla's invested over 10,000 euros of her own money on this. If she doesn't find the mummies and doesn't get them on film, it will all be for nothing. But the next day brings the reward. She's made it. There are hundreds of small tribal groups in Papua New Guinea. Some have fierce reputations as warriors, often killing each other in tribal fights. They seem friendly towards Ulla though, even armed with a 10 to 24mm wide-angle lens. Getting up close to the mummies won't be so easy. Time to prepare the mountaineering gear. She needs to part with more money to cover the cost of local guides. It's a deal. Ulla wastes no time in getting going. It promises to be one of her more strange adventures, in search of a tribe that smokes its ancestors. They kick off with an 18-hour hike uphill in 80% humidity and a malaria-infested jungle. This is where you cross over from being a tourist into the serious business of adventure photography. 300 metres of vertical cliff face. She started photography at 8 years old. It's all she ever wanted to do, which helps at moments like this. She's also been climbing for years and travelling with no backup, so she's used to what it feels like to fight the urge to turn back. She's been told that this tribe placed their mummies on rock ledges. But there's nothing here. A few skeletal remains, but nothing worth preserving. Has she been sent on a wild goose chase?
I was hoping to find some mummies up here. I'm a little bit disappointed.
The bones may still have some cultural and scientific value. No point wasting an opportunity. Undeterred, she's off to check out another site. It pays off. She finds her treasure. Painted, smoked mummies. This tribe believes the dead are part of this world. And for Ulla, whose father committed suicide when she was a child, it's an emotional moment.
It's an amazing feeling to be able to be so close to death and still to be able to fear this person.
This is a professional high too. The first photographs of these mummies. And a chance to help preserve them forever by telling their story to the world. Finding these mummies began with 3 years of research and ended with 12 days travelling on foot through hostile terrain. But she pulled it off. Her tribal leader helps her out with a few facts about a dying tradition. Smoking the mummies to preserve them is a way of keeping the dead in the living world. These people think it's important to display death openly. One person's superstition is another's job opportunity. Ulla's photos could fetch a few €1,000 if she markets them right. But in her line of work, every job is a gamble.